If you're not making the money you want in sales right now, you might just be selling the wrong thing. I can't tell you how many times I've seen closers who go from making 5 to 6K a month just immediately jump to 20 to 30K a month just simply by changing the offer that they're selling on. The problem is that most people think that it's, their skill set or the level of effort. It's actually more often than not just a different opportunity vehicle. But the problem is that most high ticket closers have no idea what offers are actually worth selling on in 2026. And then of course, more importantly, how to actually get connected to those offers by a warm referral and actually get hired by them. So in this video, I'm gonna do a full tier list of every single thing that you could be selling right now in online high ticket sales as a closer, from S tier all the way down to F tier. And we're gonna be breaking down whether it's worth your time in 2026, where the industry is heading, and what you should be doing and thinking about moving forward. Because let's be real, this industry changes fast. And if you are not keeping up with where things are going, then you will always just be 1 to 10 steps behind. And by the way, you're probably on one of these offers right now, so it'll be interesting to see where your offer gets ranked. So let's get into it. All right, so first things first, let's start with AI BizUp. I think this one is probably like a B or an A tier. I'm gonna put it at A tier for now, start off a little strong. AI BizUp is great because if you think about where the world is going, AI is becoming more and more prevalent. It's becoming more and more integrated with everything. And it's no secret that AI is a very large part of where business and the world is going overall. It makes things easier. And so it's very high leverage for businesses and business owners to get AI services. And usually if you're selling some kind of AI BizUp, it's, you're teaching people how to run a AI business, how to sell AI services to other people, to business owners, and implement those things into their business, saving time, money, etc. This is also fantastic because there are still a ton of business owners who don't use AI in any way, shape, or form. And if we think about like the, what do they call it? The silver tsunami, how a bunch of older people, boomers and stuff who own boring businesses are leaving those to retire and just cash out. New people are buying those businesses. All those people have no clue on how to use AI or how it could potentially help them, or construction businesses, blue collar type things. A lot of people aren't using AI at all. So the market is still very, very much blue. It's just a matter of if you're able to reach out to those people. I love it. It's not the best in the world, but it's still good. I've definitely coached a few people who consistently, some people will make like 6, 7K a month, but if you do well at it, I've seen people making anywhere from 15 to 50K a month on it. Okay, so next up we've got lead gen to businesses. This again is very, very necessary. However, it is also very red ocean. So I'm gonna put it at, let's put it at B tier, maybe C tier. I'm gonna put it at C tier, just because it is such a red ocean. And if you are selling for an offer that doesn't have some sort of unique mechanism or background or positioning angle, this is going to be very difficult to sell just because there's so much competition and there's so much skepticism because everybody does it. Everybody can generate leads for businesses in various ways. So you need to have some kind of unique angle or positioning on it, or a unique process. And if you don't have that, it's going to suck. So C tier, we'll leave it there. Next one, let's do high ticket software and SaaS. This one is, I'm gonna put it at B tier. This is again, a little bit difficult to sell unless you have a very unique positioning and angle and mechanism for the software itself, right? If you've got a software that is genuinely helpful for businesses, it's simple to use, it has a high level of throughput, and it's something that realistically provides a very outsized return for it, then that's great. With AI, anybody can make a software, anybody can make a platform. Like I used AI in order to make a platform for my business. However, again, there's still a very big market, especially in the blue collar and service industries, with people who maybe aren't the most up to date on technology that could still absolutely use this. Let's go next, tax strategy. This one, I'm gonna put it S tier. Tax strategy is absolutely a coded offer because, number one, you're dealing with people who have money who are wanting to keep more of that money. So they've already done the work for it, they've already put in the investments and stuff, and so now they're invested literally into the money that they've made and they just want to keep more of it. Let's be real, it's not as satisfying of a sale as other things. So if you are in sales for transformation and impact, I wouldn't do tax strategy. But if you're just in sales for the money, tax strategy, fantastic offer. Trading offer, I'm also going to put it S tier, 100%. Trading is one of those skills that like it pays the bills. It's a lot like sales as well. So if you understand sales at a high level, you can just bring all of what you're learning about sales and personal development and simplicity scales, complexity fails as an example. Like you bring all those little one-liners into trading. Trading is really just dependent on the person, their level of consistency and discipline, their ability to show up day to day. So it's very based on them, not as much about the strategies that they employ. There's a strategy for everything, just like in sales, there's a sales trainer for everything. And everybody has different processes, and all of them work to some extent. But what really makes it work is the person who is operating. So trading is definitely an S tier for me. Trade the market in the morning, and then you're gone for the day, and you can spend it with family, etc. If you can make good money with trading, it takes a bit of time, but it's 100% worth it. So S tier, absolutely. I've seen people do anywhere from about 20 to, I think the highest I've seen is like 110K a month in commissions from one of my one-on-one students back in the day. Trading offer is my personal favorite. We'll just put a little star on it. All right, fitness. I'm going to put this at C tier for the same reasons that lead gen to businesses is at C tier. It's a very red ocean market. It's usually some kind of retainer or it's an upfront fee. And just overall, it's a very good transformational and impact sell. However, people who are overweight are usually overweight because they're not very motivated to change their situation. They might be motivated here and there, but they lack some level of consistency or discipline, hence why they're still, looking for help with this. Or if you have a unique process. Another guy that I know that does well with fitness, he specifically is a tech bro. And he helps other tech bros get in shape. It looks great. So if you have a unique angle, it can be good. But usually, again, tickets are a bit low. So same thing with lead gen to businesses. I'm going to put that at C tier. Classic biz op, just in general, I'm going to put this at B tier. I think it can be very good. You need to have an owner who's very good at marketing and convincing people as to why this biz op is better than the other ones. Because there's honestly a million ways to make money online these days. So the marketing needs to be very, very clear on why this is special and why the other stuff is shit. If they do that well, then I'm going to put this a B tier. If they do it poorly, don't even think about it. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. Dating offers. Where do we want to put this? I'd say probably A tier for dating offers, especially if you join a dating offer that markets specifically to wealthy people or successful people, because then you actually charge a decent price for it. Most of the people who buy dating offers, if they aren't inherently wealthy or successful, it's going to be the cheapest thing in the world, and they probably won't even have a sales team for it at that point, Real estate offers. I'm going to put this one again at C tier. Same reason as lead gen to businesses and fitness. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to differentiate. The only thing that I would add to this is depending on who you sell to in real estate, it changes things. So if you're selling to a real estate investors, as an example, for how to invest more wisely into properties, how to find them, how to get better prices, sales training, all that kind of fun stuff, then I would definitely put this a bit higher. I might put it at like A tier. Real estate agents are a bit of a pain in the ass. Love you to death if you are watching this and you are a real estate agent. However, it kind of a pain in the ass, limiting beliefs. If you just think about people who become real estate agents, they're people who want a lot of upside for usually not very much work. That's why people get into real estate in the first place as an agent. So I'm going to put it at C tier just from my experience, having sold on it and coached people who have. Credit repair offer, D tier. Absolutely don't do it. Unless the credit repair is part of another offer as like an order bump or an upsell or something, or even a downsell, don't do it. Credit repair, shit, absolutely. Done for you content offers. I'm going to, again, put this at C tier, maybe B tier. I might, let's do it at B tier, actually. It has all the characteristics of these C tier ones, which is, it's a very red ocean market. It's hard to have a unique angle to this. Business owners are very focused on social media content. So that's why it's red ocean. I would personally start looking at what is the next version of social media content. So like at one point, what was hot for marketing was blogs. Nowadays, people don't really do that very much aside from giving content to their email list and nurturing, and in case people kind of look them up in SEO and that sort of stuff. It's otherwise pretty much dead. So social media content, I have a feeling, is kind of moving in the same direction. So be on the lookout for what actually is going to be happening next. Now let's move to repair offers. So this is like marriage repair. You know, if you're addicted to some sort of substance like alcohol or, you know, corn, where do we want to put that? I'd say probably C tier for this again. It's going to be, unless you have some sort of experience in this area, it's going to be incredibly draining to talk about that. If you have experience in that area and you've come out the other side, it can be very rewarding for you just personally in terms of having an impact, creating transformation in people in a way that you did, you know. So I'm going to put it at C. Business coaching, I'm going to put this at B tier. Again, similar sort of thing with these is it's very tied to revenue, which is helpful. However, hard to differentiate. So if you have some sort of back-end process that you use that's unique, or a positioning angle, marketing, something like that, that actually helps you stand out from the rest, then that can be great. However, very red ocean market. Business funding offers. This is kind of what I was talking about with the credit repair offer. So I'm going to put this up here at also B tier. Great offer. It is a bit of a red ocean. However, money talks. So if you're able to give people money, and especially if you're paid on the back end of it, it can work incredibly well. Language learning offer. This is one that I've seen actually pop up a lot more recently. I've had a few different students who are working on these and doing fairly well. I'm going to put it at B tier just because it actually has a lot more emotional resonance than people realize. If you're good at sales, the conversations on these can go incredibly deep. If you're not good at sales, it's going to be incredibly surface level, and I would probably put this down at like F tier. So if you're good at sales, it can be good. If you're bad at sales, it's going to be bad. Pick your poison. High ticket sales offers. I'm going to put this at probably A tier. The reason I'm going to put this at A tier is because it is so fucking easy to sell sales training. Like, you have no idea. When you look at all these guys online that like teach sales, and the only thing that they've ever sold in the past is sales training, or like that's where they've made the majority of their money, they're absolutely fucking delusional. Because in order to sell sales training, all that you have to do is look at their commissions. If they're not where they want, take ownership. Like, all the beliefs are there. Sales training, I'm going to put at A tier. It's incredibly easy to sell. All the belief systems are already there when content is done well. Realistically, you can, in order to handle objections, put the objection back on the person. One of my favorite things to do if I'm selling a salesperson on something is, how would you handle that objection if it was given to you by one of your prospects? And just see how they handle it. And either it's going to be shit and prove that they need sales training, or it's going to be good and they're going to handle their own objection. So like, if you sell sales training, pro tip, by the way, people in my community are the sales trainers. So if you want to learn where the sales trainers are learning, let me know, because that's what I do. So if you watch this video and you realize that either your offer that you're on is the wrong offer to be on, or your skill set just isn't where it needs to be able to make the money that you want, I have good news for you. Those are both things that I can help you with. So getting connected to the right offer is half the battle, but then the other half is making sure that your skill is at a level to where, number one, you can actually get hired on it, but then number two, you can capitalize on that offer while it's hot and as soon as you get there, rather than having to ramp up for a couple of months. Because the right offer with the wrong skill set is still going to result in inconsistent income, right? We all know that. And the right skill set with the wrong offer is just going to burn you out. So you need both, and that's exactly what we build inside of Black Belt Closer. We give you the right connections, hand you the right systems, help you with the right sort of development where you can actually grow, and so your income stops being a guess and starts being something that you can actually count on month after month. And when you start each month, there's no anxiety, no stress, head hits the pillow at night, dread the calls that you have on your calendar the next day. So if you'd like to get some help with things, click the first link in the description below for Black Belt Closer. You will book a call with me personally, and let's talk about getting you some consistent income starting right now.